Have you ever wondered why someone could be in a relationship with a narcissist and not see the glaring red flags until it's too late? It's a question that baffles friends, family, and even the victims themselves once they finally break free from the toxic cycle. Narcissistic relationships are like a slow-burning fire, subtle at first, but eventually consuming everything in their path. The truth is, narcissists are masters of manipulation, and their victims are often blindsided by tactics so cunning that they don't even realize they're being played. But why does this happen? Why do so many people miss the warning signs until they're deeply entangled in a web of emotional abuse? The answer lies in a complex interplay of psychology, emotional vulnerability, and the narcissist's ability to exploit human nature. By the end of this article, you'll not only understand why narcissistic victims struggle to see the red flags, but also gain insight into how to protect yourself or someone you love from falling into the same trap. Before we dive into the heart of this topic, I want to invite you to join me on this journey of understanding. If you find this discussion enlightening, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this article with anyone who might benefit from it. Your support helps spread awareness about this critical issue, and together, we can help others recognize the signs of narcissistic abuse before it's too late. Now let's begin. Narcissists are experts at crafting a perfect facade, and this is where the confusion begins for their victims. When you first meet a narcissist, they often appear charming, confident, and incredibly attentive. They know exactly what to say and do to make you feel special, and this is no accident. This phase, often referred to as love bombing, is designed to hook you emotionally. They shower you with compliments, gifts, and affection, creating an intoxicating sense of connection. It's easy to see why someone would be swept off their feet by this behavior. Who wouldn't want to feel adored and valued? But here's the catch. This idealized version of the narcissist is a carefully constructed illusion. They're not genuinely interested in you as a person. They're interested in what you can provide for them, whether it's admiration, validation, or a sense of control. The problem is that by the time you realize this, you're already emotionally invested, making it much harder to walk away. Another reason victims struggle to see the red flags is that narcissists are incredibly skilled at gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where the abuser makes you doubt your own perceptions, memories, and even your sanity. For example, if you confront a narcissist about their hurtful behavior, they might deny it outright, twist the facts, or even blame you for causing the problem. Over time, this erodes your confidence in your ability to judge situations accurately. You start to question yourself. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm too sensitive. Maybe it's my fault. This self-doubt is exactly what the narcissist wants because it keeps you under their control. The more you doubt yourself, the more you rely on them for validation, and the harder it becomes to see the truth. Victims of narcissistic abuse often have a history of trauma or low self-esteem, which makes them particularly vulnerable to manipulation. If you've grown up in an environment where love was conditional, or where you were made to feel like you weren't good enough, you might be more likely to tolerate toxic behavior in a relationship. Narcissists have a sixth sense for identifying these vulnerabilities, and they use them to their advantage. They know how to push your buttons, how to make you feel loved one moment and worthless the next. This emotional roller coaster creates a powerful bond, known as a trauma bond, which keeps you tethered to the narcissist even when you know deep down that the relationship is unhealthy. Breaking free from this bond requires immense courage and self-awareness, which is why so many victims stay trapped in these relationships for years. One of the most insidious aspects of narcissistic abuse is that it often happens gradually. The red flags are there from the beginning, but they're subtle and easy to overlook. For example, a narcissist might make a sarcastic comment or dismiss your feelings in a way that seems harmless at first. But over time, these small acts of disrespect escalate into full-blown emotional abuse. By the time you realize what's happening, you're already deeply entrenched in the relationship, and the narcissist has gained significant control over your thoughts and emotions. This gradual erosion of boundaries is one of the reasons why victims struggle to see the red flags. It's like the frog in boiling water analogy. If you put a frog in boiling water, it will jump out immediately, but if you put it in cold water and slowly heat it up, the frog won't notice the danger until it's too late. Another factor that complicates matters is the narcissist's ability to manipulate not just their victim, but also the people around them. Narcissists are often charismatic and persuasive, and they know how to present themselves in a favorable light to others. They might badmouth their victim to friends and family, painting themselves as the victim and their partner as the problem. This can lead to a phenomenon known as flying monkeys, where the narcissist enlists others to do their bidding and further isolate the victim. When everyone around you is telling you that you're the problem, it's incredibly difficult to trust your own instincts. This social manipulation adds another layer of confusion, making it even harder for victims to see the red flags and take action. The emotional toll of narcissistic abuse can also cloud your judgment. When you're constantly walking on eggshells, trying to avoid the narcissist's wrath, it's hard to think clearly. You're so focused on surviving day to day that you don't have the mental bandwidth to step back and evaluate the relationship objectively. This is especially true if the narcissist has isolated you from your support system, leaving you with no one to turn to for advice or perspective. The loneliness and desperation that come with this isolation can make you cling to the relationship, even when you know it's toxic. It's a vicious cycle that's incredibly difficult to break free from. Another reason victims struggle to see the red flags is that narcissists are experts at exploiting their empathy. Empathy is a beautiful trait, but in the hands of a narcissist, it becomes a weapon. They know how to play on your emotions, how to make you feel sorry for them, and how to guilt you into staying. For example, they might claim that they're going through a tough time and need your support, or they might threaten self-harm if you try to leave. These tactics are designed to keep you trapped in the relationship, and they're incredibly effective. It's hard to walk away from someone when you believe they need you, even if that belief is based on lies and manipulation. The cognitive dissonance that comes with narcissistic abuse also plays a significant role in why victims struggle to see the red flags. Cognitive dissonance is the mental discomfort that arises when you hold two conflicting beliefs or values. In the context of a narcissistic relationship, this might look like believing that your partner loves you while simultaneously experiencing their cruelty and indifference. To resolve this discomfort, your brain might downplay the negative aspects of the relationship and focus on the positive moments, no matter how rare they are. This is why victims often make excuses for the narcissist's behavior or convince themselves that things will get better. It's a coping mechanism, but it's one that keeps you stuck in a harmful cycle. It's also worth noting that society often perpetuates the idea that love should be unconditional and that you should stick by your partner no matter what. While this sentiment is well-meaning, it can be dangerous in the context of narcissistic abuse. Victims might feel pressured to stay in the relationship, believing that leaving would make them a bad person, or that they're giving up too easily. This societal conditioning can make it even harder to recognize the red flags and take action. It's important to remember that love should never come at the cost of your mental and emotional well-being, and it's okay to walk away from a relationship that's harming you. Breaking free from a narcissistic relationship is incredibly difficult, but it's not impossible. The first step is recognizing the red flags, and that requires a willingness to confront the truth, no matter how painful it might be. It also requires building a support system of people who understand what you're going through and can offer guidance and encouragement. Therapy can be an invaluable resource in this process, helping you rebuild your self-esteem and develop healthier relationship patterns. Remember, you are not alone, and there is hope for a brighter future. As we come to the end of this discussion, I want to thank you for taking the time to explore this important topic with me. Narcissistic abuse is a complex and deeply painful experience, But by shedding light on it, we can help victims recognize the red flags and take steps toward healing. If you found this article helpful, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing it with others. Together, we can create a world where fewer people fall victim to the manipulative tactics of narcissists, and more people find the strength to walk away from toxic relationships. Thank you for being part of this journey. Have you ever